everyone. I am going to review how to use the extra credit work log for the third marking period. We're not sure of exactly when the third marking period ends quite yet, but my guess is somewhere around May 22nd, because that would be our normal 5 weeks. So that is the due date for it. Okay, I'm going to hide my face at this point, and you should be seeing my screen now. Here I am clicking on the stream. We're in the stream. I'm going to go to classwork, and for some of the classes, right now it's still grayed out because this assignment has been scheduled to not appear until 3 p.m. But I'm going to review it anyway. So it'll show up in your classwork stream here as extra credit work log, marking period 3. And there's 2 documents in it. One of them is a list of digital art making resources. So if you click on it, like I just did, you'll have this long list open. These are not things that you are required to use. They're just options that you can use when you're making artwork on your own. If you're trying to do some photo editing, there's a few different applications that you can use here. All of these work in your browser. Most of them will also work on an iPad if you're not on a computer, laptop, or desktop. There's also a bunch of different options here if you want to try drawing or illustrating something. Click around on them. Some of them are going to be very complex, while others will be very simple. For example, Fire, Alpaca, and Krita are pretty complex. There's a lot of different tools in them, but there's a lot easier ones to use that don't have as many tools, like Sketchpad or Get Paint. Sumo Paint and GIMP are kind of in between. And Sketchbook works really great if you're using an iPad. And there's some other things here too for animation, for if you have video and you want to try editing video. And a lot of these different links do more than one sort of thing. So for example, Fire Alpaca, you can draw and illustrate in it, but you could also use it for animation. You can use Sumo Paint for drawing and illustration, but there's also features in it where you can use things for animation or video editing. So they're not only for one sort of art making. And if you don't want to make anything digitally, that's fine. There are 2 videos here, which I recommend you look at if you're trying to send work of any artwork that you've made. One of them goes through a free application that you can use to edit any of your artwork for better quality. And the other one just shows you how to take a better picture of it without editing. So if I go back to that assignment, this is where you're going to put work. It's a Google document that's been created for you. Same title as the assignment, extra credit log, marking period 3. And clicking on this, it's going to open, and there are 6 different types of art making that you can do. So for example, you can make an artwork, you can make a tutorial, you can respond to a video that you watch, you can read an article about art and respond to that, or you can do some virtual visits to a museum or some outside public art. So one thing that I want to make sure everyone sees, for each artwork that you post, there are 3 questions to answer about it. So once you put an image in here, you're going to answer these 3 basic things. You don't have to write me a whole page or a paragraph, just what did you make, how did you make it, like what materials, and why did you make it? Just those 3 things. So if you post 2 images in here, you're going to have to copy these questions again and answer them for the second image. So you're going to copy these responses for each time you want to use them. Same thing for if you make a tutorial, you're just going to make a link for each tutorial you make. Every time you respond to a video, you're going to copy these 3 questions and answer them for each video that you've watched. You can watch as many videos as you want and respond to them as many times as you want. Same thing for an article or a virtual museum visit. So you don't have to do all of the different entries. Just each time you make an entry, make sure that you copy, paste, and answer the questions for that type of entry. If it's still confusing, please send me an email and I will clarify anything else. Thanks.